Hi everyone! Kumusta kayo? My name is Jan Angelo and mag-uusap na naman tayo about skincare, and skincare. So, make sure to keep watching. Now, one of the most common issues na nakikita ko sa mga gumagamit ng skincare products ever since the beginning is when people break out from a skincare product. Whether nagkaka-bumps, nagkaka-pimples, or even yung mga cystic acne na malalaki. So, this is actually a very complex topic in skincare na medyo difficult to discuss. But after years of consulting with dermatologists about my own acne, and after talking to them about acne in general in a lot of my other videos, and also after years of using skincare products, I think ready na ako to have this discussion with you guys while providing you proper information na evidence-based and galing mismo sa mga dermatologists. And with that being said, wala nang any, let us begin. Now, since breakouts ang topic natin, it's also important to discuss yung mga main causes of an acne breakout so you can better understand how acne happens sa skin natin. And ito guys, lahat ng mga kinonsult kong dermatologists about acne, isang way lang nila in-explain sa akin to, and this is how they explained it to me. For acne to happen, merong mga 4 factors na kailangan mangyari together para magka-breakout kayo. Now, the first factor is excess sebum or oil. And take note of the word excess, guys. Ang sebum or oil, hindi siya masama sa skin natin. It's actually there for a reason. Yung sebum or yung oil sa skin kasi natin, guys, it helps keep our skin barrier healthy and functioning. Pero nagiging masama lang ang sebum or oil sa skin natin kapag masyado siyang madami na talaga. Because, as we know, yung excess na sebum or yung oil, it can clog our pores. Now, the second factor is skin cell buildup. Now, for this one, take note of the word build up. So, lahat tayo meron tayong skin cells. Pero marami sa mga skin cells na to mature over time and nagiging dead skin cells sila na sinashed ng skin natin. And again, normal lang din to guys, pero minsan parang yung oil or yung sebum lang sa skin natin, pwede silang mag-accumulate or mag-build up sa pores natin. And again, nagka-clog siya dahil dito. Now, the third factor is acne bacteria. So actually, lahat tayo guys, meron tayong bacteria called C. acnes na nakatira sa skin natin. Usually, harmless siya, pero kapag nakita siya ng mga clogged pores, pwede siyang dumami at mag-cause ng acne. And lastly, our fourth factor is inflammation. Now, once nakapasok na si bacteria sa skin natin, ang response ng skin natin is namamaga siya. And that's why nakikita niyong acne na red, galit na galit, and masakit. That's the reason why. Kasi technically, na-infect ka ng bacteria. So again guys, all of these factors need to happen para magka-breakout ka. So if may acne ka ngayon, expect that all 4 of these are happening in your skin right now. Now sa point ng video na to guys, I need you to remember 2 more things. Number 1, yung 4 factors na to take a long time to happen sa skin natin. For example, yung excess oil or sebum sa skin natin, matagal siya before mag-build up and mag-clog ng pores natin. And it's the same with skin cells. Actually, mas lalo pa nga sila because before sila maging dead skin cells, it takes around 28 to 40 days. And when an infection happens and namamaga na yung skin mo, kumbaga final stage na yan ng process ng pag-form ng acne when all of these factors come together. Now, aside from that, I also need you guys to remember number 2. Acne can form underneath your skin without you noticing it. Yung mga 4 factors kasi na minention natin kanina, unti-unti silang nagbe-build up and nangyayari underneath your skin, which is something na hindi natin nakikita. Usually, nakikita na lang natin siya kapag clogged na yung pore natin or nagiging whitehead or blackhead na siya, or worse, kapag red or galit na yung acne. So again guys, uulitin ko lang I need you to remember these facts about acne before we move forward sa video na to. So again, number 1, all 4 factors need to happen para magka-breakout ka. And number 2, all of these 4 factors take a long time to happen and acne can form underneath your skin without you noticing or seeing it. Alalahanin niyo yun. Now, the next thing na ginawa ko sa video na to is I organized the rest of this video into 3 different parts depending on the specific skincare product na you think nag-cause ng breakout mo. So the first group, we have cleansers or face washes. Sa next group naman, we have toners, gels, serums, and acne treatments. And lastly, we have sunscreens and moisturizers. And with that being said, proceed na agad tayo to our first group of products. Here's your guide if you broke out from your cleanser or face wash. Now, as you guys know, maraming iba't ibang kinds of face washes or cleansers in the skincare market. So first, I want you to determine kung ano munang klaseng face wash or cleanser yung ginagamit nyo. Na para simple lang, isa-separate lang natin siya into 2 different groups which are regular cleansers and medicated cleansers. Na para malaman nyo kung saang group nagbebelong yung cleanser or yung face wash ninyo, the only thing you need to do is i-check nyo yung ingredients list ng cleanser ninyo and check for these 3 ingredients. And these ingredients are salicylic acid, sulfur, and benzoyl peroxide. Now, if one of those 3 ingredients meron siya doon sa face wash or sa cleanser ninyo, ninyo, it's counted as a medicated face wash. If wala, then it's a regular face wash. Ganun lang kasimple, guys. And walang exceptions, guys, ha. Alam ko merong magtatanong dyan, kahit ba Kojic, may niacinamide, may collagen, azelaic, gluta, papaya, basta wala yung tatlong minention ko kanina, in this guide, consider it first as a regular cleanser. So after nyo i-check yung ingredients list ng face wash ninyo, for those na medicated face wash yung gamit, again, meaning na meron siyang salicylic acid, sulfur, or benzoyl peroxide, you can skip to the next part of this video where we discuss toners, actives, and treatments. Kasi counted siya doon. Otherwise, if yung gamit mo is a regular cleanser or face wash, do keep watching. Or kung curious ka lang how that might cause breakouts or gusto mo lang malaman for future reference, do keep watching as well. Now, when it comes to regular face washes or cleansers, one of the most common reasons why or how it can trigger an acne breakout is because yung cleanser might be over-drying or irritating sa skin. So if yung gamit nyo ngayon are for example bar soaps na sobrang drying sa skin, or for example yung mga face washes na parang pag binanlaw mo siya, very tight, banat, or squeaky clean yung feeling niya after mo i-wash off, that could be irritating your skin, and kung may existing acne ka, it could worsen it, especially kung humahapdi na or nagbabalat na yung skin mo, because sign na yon of irritation. However, guys, I think it is also important to point out na ang cleanser or ang face wash, lalong-lalo na kung gentle siya na face wash, ha, at most, irritation lang ang nabibigay niya sa skin natin. And very important ito to take note of, guys, because again, we have to remember, kailangan mangyari yung 4 main factors para magkaroon ka ng acne breakout. So, kung irritation lang ang nabibigay ng isang drying na cleanser, it means, even without using that cleanser, matagal nang nangyayari sa skin mo yung 3 other main factors. So, that being said, kung feeling mo nag-breakout ka after mo gumamit ng cleanser, it could mean one of 2 things. Number 1, pwedeng matagal nang nagbe-build up yung ibang mga factors ng acne sa skin mo, and it's happening underneath kaya hindi mo nahahalata. And then, yung irritation and yung inflammation from your drying face wash or from any face wash that gave you irritation, sila yung parang final na nag-complete nung 4 main factors na nag-cause ng acne mo. So it could be that, or number 2, especially if you're just using a low pH, gentle, non-irritating cleanser like yung mga Cetaphil, Physiogel, etc. Kung nag-breakout ka a few days after using that, it could just mean na palabas na lang talaga yung breakout mo na matagal nang nagbe-build up sa ilalim ng skin mo over time. And nagkataon lang na at the same time, nung bago ka nag-try ng product, sumabay yung breakout mo. Pero kahit itry mo man yung product or hindi, magkaka-breakout ka na talaga. Kasi guys, think of it this way. It's easy to point out na, ito lang yung last ko na trinay na product kasi dati hindi naman ako ma-pimple. But again, we have to remember yung pinapaalala ko kanina sa inyo. Acne takes time to form, and it's possible na nung time na hindi ka naman masyadong ma-acne, doon na siya unti-unting nagfo-form and nagpre-prepare na lumabas into an acne breakout. And again, remember what we said a while ago, acne can be forming even if you don't see it yet. Especially kung hindi ka gumagamit ng acne medications consistently. And guys, this is why ako personally, as someone who is acne prone and nagtetest ng iba't ibang mga cleansers and face washes in my skincare routine, kapag ako nagbe-breakout ako, kahit yung last product na pinasok ko sa routine ko was a face wash, never ko talaga siyang pinipinpoint as a cause. Especially since ako, mostly naman yung mga ginagamit ko mga face washes are mga low pH and gentle face washes, and yung mga products na to have very little impact sa skin natin. Kasi nga, di ba, gentle na sila and all they do is gently remove dirt and oil sa skin natin while at the same time preventing irritation. But okay, regardless of the face wash na ginamit ninyo, whether gentle man siya or medyo drying sa skin, kung nagbe-breakout ka, there is one main thing that you should remember na walang kinalaman sa face wash or sa cleanser na ginagamit ninyo. And that is to address your acne with the proper acne medications para ma-resolve mo na siya regardless of kung ano yung gamit mong face wash or cleanser. Kasi yung main na tinatakal natin dito are yung mga factors ng acne. And it's the acne medications na makakapag-address nun. Kasi guys, isipin niyo siya this way. Kung may irritate yung skin ninyo from your cleanser or your face wash, hindi ka naman agad magbe-breakout. Mamumula or may irritate lang yung skin mo. And that's why you have to take your acne medications para, kunyari, ma-irritate yung skin mo from a face wash na hindi hiyang sa'yo, at least hindi ka agad-agad magbe-breakout. And by acne medications, I do mean yung mga benzoyl peroxide, tretinoin, adapalene, and other medications or yung mga gamot that your dermatologist might prescribe to you. And again, speaking speaking of dermatologist, if you do want more information on how to consult a dermatologist for free in the Philippines, I will put more information in the description box. Alright, so now with that covered, move naman tayo to our next set of products, and this is your guide if you feel that you broke out from toners, serums, gels, or acne treatments. So to better understand all of the products na nasa category na to, inorganize ko pa siya into 3 different groups according to their possible impact sa skin ninyo. So start muna tayo first with our low impact products, which means supposedly or usually wala silang masyadong contribution sa pag-form ng breakout. So in this category, we have your soothing and hydrating toners, essences, serums, soothing gels. Usually ito yung mga merong ingredients like hyaluronic acid, aloe, cica, snail mucin, galactomyces, and so on. Also in this category are yung mga gentle brightening toners, essences, and serums. So ito yung mga binabrighten nila yung skin mo, pero hindi naman sobrang taas yung percentage ng actives nila. So andito yung mga dark spot serums namin na market as Collagen, Sakura, Triple Glow, yung mga ganong serums na nakikita nyo sa Watsons, kasama siya dito. And nandito rin yung mga toners, essences, gels, and serums with low to moderate percentages of niacinamide, arbutin, vitamin C, and other gentle brightening ingredients. And take note guys ha, gentle, meaning yung ingredient na hydroquinone na usually nasa Maxipil, hindi siya kasama dito. Yung mga products na to guys, if anything, ang mako-contribute lang nila sa isang breakout is just minor irritation. And again, remember yung sinabi ko kanina, for a breakout to happen, it needs the 4 main factors of excess oil, skin cell buildup, acne bacteria, and inflammation. So kung nag-breakout ka after using any of these products, again, it can be either of these 2 things. Number 1, gaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, pwedeng matagal nang nagbe-build up yung ibang mga factors ng acne in your skin na hindi mo pa na-address and na-treat with acne medications. And kung nagka-irritation or inflammation ka from your serum, toner, or kung anumang product na nasa category na to, especially kung humapdi yung face mo, that was the final thing na nag-complete ng 4 main factors na nagkukos ng acne mo. Because again, acne does not happen overnight, and remember yung pinaalala ko sa inyo guys kanina, it takes time to form. Or it could be number 2, same as a while ago, it could just mean na palabas na talaga yung breakout mo na matagal nang nagbe-build up sa ilalim ng skin mo over time. And again, pag sa ilalim ng skin natin, hindi natin siya nakikita or nanonotice because unti-unti siyang nangyayari. And again, parang yung kanina lang, it could be possible na nagkataon lang na at the same time nung nagtatry ka ng bagong product, lalabas na talaga yung breakout mo. Pero kahit itry mo man siya or hindi, magkaka-breakout ka na talaga. But either way, again, kahit alin man dyan yung nangyari sa inyo, same lang din yung kailangan ninyong gawin, which is to address the underlying acne in your skin na nag-form na. And again, the only thing that can address that is by incorporating a set of acne medications. Take note, hindi lang isa, but a set of acne medications in your routine na prescribed by your dermatologist para hindi pa ulit-ulit nangyayari yung mga factors na to sa skin mo. Para again, in the future, kung ma-irritate man yung skin mo from hydrating toners or essences, mga soothing gels or gentle brightening toners, at least may irritate lang siya. Pero hindi ka magbe-breakout talaga. Now, in general, yung mga products na to, ako personally guys hindi rin sila masyado yung mga kine-question kong mga products kapag nagkaka-breakout ako kasi nga low impact sila. And mostly naman yung mga products sa category na to, optional lang naman sila eh. So if you want, you can still keep using them. Pwede mo rin naman silang i-stop kung gusto nyo, but whether you remove them or not, chances are magkaka-breakout ka pa rin in the future if you don't address your acne with the right set of acne medications. Alright, now with that being said, move na tayo to our next group of products in this category, which is the medium impact products. So ito yung mga products na medyo mas likely sila to cause a bit more irritation sa skin compared doon sa low impact products. These include yung mga high percentage potent toners or serums, like for example, yung mga 10% and up na niacinamide, azelaic acid, yung mga pure vitamin C serums, or yung mga vitamin C serums na merong L-ascorbic acid, tapos matataas yung mga percentage niya, kasama rin yun dito. Also in this category, pumapasok din yung mga alcohol-based toners, which I usually don't recommend, but kung ginagamit niyo siya, dito siya included. Now, if nag-breakout ka after using any of these products, ang possible na nangyayari are the same reasons na minention din natin kanina. But this time, medyo mas possible si number 1, which is related to yung irritation ng skin natin. Because again, since medyo mas matapang yung mga products na to, mas tumataas yung potential irritation nila sa skin natin. But again, if feeling mo nag-breakout ka from this product kasi na-irritate yung skin mo, it still means na meron pa rin yung 3 other factors ng acne na nangyayari sa skin mo ngayon. Kumbaga, kung na-irritate ka sa mga products na to, parang parang naging trigger lang siya para magka-breakout ka. Pero you do still have underlying acne na whether ginamit mo yung product na to or hindi, nasa skin mo pa rin. And that needs to be addressed with the correct set of acne medications provided by your dermatologist. So guys, babalik talaga tayo sa proper set of acne medications. Now, when it comes to removing these products or not sa routine ninyo, personally if nai-irritate talaga yung skin ninyo sa mga products na to, humahapdi siya, and especially if you have active acne, I usually stop them. Another option though is to buy a gentler formulation. Like for example, niacinamide serum yung ginagamit ninyo. Ako personally, stinop ko na yung 10% kasi irritating siya sa face ko. So I switched to 5% and it was less irritating. For mga toners, you can also go for mga drying alcohol-free or even yung mga fragrance-free formulations to reduce the chance of irritation sa skin mo. But again, irritation lang ang matatanggal nun. But removing them or replacing these products won't really stop your breakouts. Ang gagawa nun is, again, acne medications. And speaking of acne medications, move na tayo sa third category natin where the rest of the acne medications belong, and that is our high-impact group of products. Nasa group na to, gusto ko pang i-organize further yung mga products para magets nyo talaga. Now, the first group, we have yung mga cosmetics, which are any strong treatments na mabibili mo over the counter. So, for example, mga exfoliants, like mga AHA, BHA, whether nasa cleanser, toner, serum, or spot treatment sila. Also in this category are yung mga retinol or retinal serums, gels, or creams. And also sa mga gumagamit sa kanila, nandito rin yung mga products with sulfur like sulfur soap or sulfur spot treatments. Meanwhile, under acne medications naman, dito natin ilalagay yung mga benzoyl peroxide, whether nasa gel, cream, or wash form siya. And dito rin, of course, yung mga prescription retinoids natin like tretinoin, adapalene, and other similar medications. Now, whether high-impact na cosmetics or acne medications yung gamit ninyo, the reason why these are in one group is because these products may not only cause irritation sa skin mo, but they also cause yung tinatawag nating purging. And kung manonotice nyo guys, dito pa lang sa part ng video ko to mini-mention because it's only with these products na pwede siyang mangyari. Now, to explain this better, I want to show you guys an interview that I did with a board-certified dermatologist explaining kung ano ba talaga to. So, watch nyo muna to.
I've been in practice for 8 years and nung narinig ko yan, siguro mga 2018, 2019, binalikan ko talaga yung mga textbooks ko nung residency. Wala kasi yan sa textbooks namin. Walang term na purging. I remember calling it the acne flare. So, nangyayari to normally in patients with moderate to severe acne that we put on retinoids. And not just retinoids actually, exfoliants or even benzoyl peroxide because it's a keratolytic. It can also happen. Any product or ingredient that increases the skin turnover, pinapabilis na yung pagpalit ng balat. So parang yung explanation namin sa patients is yung mga pangit na nasa ilalim, nilalabas niya. Pag nangyari yun sa'yo, it could mean that the ingredient is working, it's doing its job. So you can wait mga 2 to 4 weeks and it's supposed to get better. If it doesn't, and if mag-worsen siya, then it might actually be acne and you might need something else to address that. So remember that purging only happens when you use ingredients that increase skin turnover. Yung pinapabilis sila yung pagpalit ng balat. So for example, gumamit ka ng, say, hyaluronic acid, tapos nagkaroon ka ng pimples. That's not purging from that ingredient. Kasi hyaluronic acid as an ingredient is a moisturizer. It does not increase skin turnover. Pwede naman acne na yan. Yung iba kasi, they mistake acne mismo and purging. So palagi ko sinasabi, pag more than 4 to 6 weeks na yan, acne na yan, hindi na yan purging. It means that whatever you're using is probably not enough. Kasi normally, pag mild to moderate acne, sometimes kaya ng pahid or topical medications. However, if it's moderate to severe na, hindi na talaga sila masyadong nagre-respond to topical. Kailangan na ng oral and other, added treatments.
And actually, itong part na to guys, nakalimutan ko rin siya minsan. Kapag for example, gumagamit ka ng mga acne medications, pero nagbe-breakout ka pa rin after 1 to 2 months, dapat talaga bumabalik ka sa dermatologist mo for a follow-up so you can get stronger acne medications. Kasi nagagawa niya ng paraan, guys. It might mean na yung skin mo, hindi pala siya nagre-respond doon sa specific acne medication na binigay niya and kailangan niyang taasan. Also, notice na mas ina-emphasize ko rito are yung mga acne medications rather than yung mga na cosmetics like yung mga exfoliants, AHA, BHA, mga sulfur soap, even yung mga retinol and retinal. The reason being, kasi talaga guys, yung mga acne medications, sila yung pinaka nakakapag-treat and nakakapag-control sa acne mo and proven siya by evidence. And yung evidence na to as in decades of research talaga. Meanwhile, yung mga high-impact na cosmetics, yes, they can help in the way, pero kumbaga parang sidekick lang sila. Yung mga main heroes mo talaga are your acne medications. But with that being said, sa mga high-impact products na to, I do have 3 general tips for you. Number 1, if you're using acne medications only, then keep going and tell your dermatologist if tumagal yung breakout ninyo. This is so you can get a stronger treatment. Next, if you're using high-impact cosmetics only, then consider adding acne medications para ma-address yung breakout ninyo. And third, if you're using acne medications and high-impact cosmetics, keep going but be careful of irritation. If your skin keeps getting irritated, you can remove yung cosmetics first. Pero kung nagbe-breakout ka pa rin after months of using yung mga acne medications na to, then it's time for a follow-up with your dermatologist. So kung na-notice nyo guys, it's very important to prioritize your acne medications kasi sila talaga yung mag-a-address sa acne ninyo directly and effectively. And also, if you do want more discussions on this with a board-certified dermatologist, ililink ko yung full interview namin ni Doc Gail here. I highly recommend watching it. Super insightful siya. Alright, and from there, move na tayo to our final type of products which are also usually the last na ginagamit sa isang routine depending on kung daytime or nighttime. And this is your guide if you broke out from moisturizers or sunscreens. Now, the reason why nilagay ko to in the same category is because ang sunscreens, whether cream or gel or milk man yan, lahat sila ginagawa with a moisturizing base. So imagine nyo yung mga sunscreens, basically mga gel or cream type moisturizers sila na nilagyan lang ng mga UV filters. Now, when you break out from a moisturizer or a sunscreen, merong tatlong possibilities. So yung first two, medyo similar siya to a while ago. Again, number 1, nagka-irritation ka from the moisturizer or sunscreen's ingredients. So usually, meron kang mafe-feel na stinging sensation, and this usually happens sa mga moisturizers or sunscreens na may niacinamide or yung mga moisturizers with retinol, mga glycolic acid, mga azelaic acid na moisturizer. Minsan, nangyayari siya doon. Number 2, pwedeng nagkataon lang ulit na sumabay yung final stage ng breakout mo with the product that you used, and whether or not gagamitin mo yung product, magba-breakout ka pa rin pala. And lastly, number 3, this one is a bit unique sa product category na to. The moisturizer or sunscreen could have clogged your pores. And specifically kasi sa mga moisturizers and sunscreens, a lot of them are formulated with different kinds of skin smoothening and skin softening ingredients, as well as mga hydration sealing ingredients. And yung mga ingredients na yun, okay naman sila normally because these ingredients help your skin barrier function better. Kaso nagiging problema sila kapag pina-formulate sila in a way na sobrang heavy, greasy, or oily ng product sa skin. Because sometimes doon pwede mag-clog yung pores natin. And this is why some dermatologists tell you to look for products na non-comedogenic, meaning hindi siya nagka-clog ng pores. Pero dito rin siya medyo nagiging mahirap. Kasi guys, yung term na non-comedogenic, hindi pala siya regulated na term. Meaning, any brand, regardless sa ingredients ng product nila, pwede nilang ilagay yun basta-basta sa mga labels ng products nila nang walang nag-check. What's more, wala ring parang standard way for us to determine if yung ingredients can be pore clogging or not. The only thing that we have ngayon is yung medyo inaccurate na comedogenicity rating. Yun, nakikita nyo yung parang 1 to 5. However guys, yung problem dito is multiple dermatologists, cosmetic formulators, and science communicators have confirmed na hindi ito reliable. The reason being, yung comedogenicity rating is already an outdated study na galing 1970s pa, and ang pinagtesta nila were rabbit ears. And as many dermatologists will tell you, hindi magandang model for human skin ang tenga ng rabbit. As in, magkaiba sila. What's more, since hindi naman talaga regulated yung term na non-comedogenic, hindi lahat ng brands ginagamit siya. So kahit na meron silang product na hindi nakaka-clog ng pores, posible pa rin na hindi nila gamitin yung term na to. So that's why medyo tricky tong part na to. But in my years of trying skincare and consulting dermatologists with my acne, there are a few things na ginawa ko to help minimize my breakouts from sunscreens and moisturizers. So the number 1 most important thing that I do is again to use and be consistent with my acne medications. And again guys, I know paulit-ulit tayo sa acne medications, pero sila talaga yung makakapag-treat and makakapagpawala ng acne ninyo. Also, by consistent, I don't mean 5 days, 2 weeks, even 1 month. dapat talaga at least 3 to 6 months ka gumagamit ng combination of acne medications with the guidance of your derm. And take note of the keywords guys ha, combination of acne medications. Meaning, hindi lang tretinoin alone, hindi lang benzoyl peroxide alone, but a combination ng mga medications or gamot na prescribe ng dermatologist sa iyo. And the reason for this is because gusto nating i-rule out or tanggalin muna yung mga breakouts mo na dadating or parating pa lang, regardless kung gagamit ka ng bagong sunscreen or moisturizer. Yung acne medications kasi natin, they help keep our pores unclogged, which can be very helpful lalo na kung exposed tayo to products that might clog our pores. This is why ako, kahit mag-test ako ng iba't ibang mga sunscreens, bihira talaga ako magka-breakout sa kanila because may acne meds, parang layer of safety ko siya. So yun talaga yung pinaka-important na marirecommend kong gawin ninyo, acne medications talaga. But there are also some other minor things that you can consider in choosing your moisturizers or sunscreens, which might help a little. But again, take note, hindi ito yung magpapawala ng acne ninyo. This is just going to help prevent acne cosmetica in the future. So the first thing you can consider is what irritates your skin. Yung mga sunscreens lalong-lalo na, yung iba kasi sa kanila merong mga fragrances, merong alcohol-based, and hindi naman lahat sila masasamang mga ingredients sa skin natin, especially alcohol. Yung alcohol kasi it helps the sunscreen become more lightweight and it also helps the UV filters absorb sa skin natin. And meron din namang mga skin types na kaya siyang i-tolerate and hindi nagbe-breakout sa kanya. Pero natural, kapag dry skin ka or sensitive yung skin mo, humahapdi talaga siya and it can cause irritation. So kumbaga parang side effect siya, and if your skin is affected by that, then it's best to avoid it. Na marami naman sa market ngayon ng mga sunscreens na either drying alcohol-free or fragrance-free or even both. So it's definitely helpful to use those kinds of sunscreens instead para hindi ma-irritate yung skin ninyo or ma-lower yung chances. And number 2 is to consider the texture and consistency of the sunscreen or the moisturizer. And this is where makakatulong talaga yung mga skincare reviews kasi nakikita mo talaga yung texture or yung lagay nila sa skin. Kasi guys, kapag feel ninyo very heavy yung sunscreen or very greasy or oily siya, then chances are baka nga may mga pore clogging ingredients yan. Meanwhile, if you go for lighter weight sunscreens na gel form or gel cream form, they may be formulated with ingredients na medyo mas lightweight and suited for oily skin types. And chances are, generally, mas magiging less pore clogging talaga yun. And even for me as a skincare enthusiast, medyo mas naging reliable to compared to looking at the ingredients list one by one. Kasi wala ka rin namang reliable na basis on what makes an ingredient pore clogging or not. And when it comes to sunscreens and moisturizers kasi guys, hindi siya based on just 1 to 2 ingredients in the ingredients list, but the overall formulation. And it's better to judge a product by analyzing it as a whole kaysa sa iniisa-isa mo yung mga ingredients niya. Especially since hindi naman tayo cosmetic chemists and also, hindi rin naman tayo lahat willing magbasa ng ingredients list ng matagal. And by the way, if you do want moisturizers and sunscreens na lightweight yung consistency and that have been tested personally by me on my acne-prone skin, again, ito yung trabaho ko guys, so I do have some videos on gel-type moisturizers and sunscreens that are lightweight enough for a hot and humid country like the Philippines. So if you want to see that, ilalagay ko siya sa end ng video na to. But all in all guys, basically that concludes our guide and I hope I was able to help you understand your breakouts more. If you were able to relate with any of the tips that I posted here or if it worked sa inyo, be sure to comment down below para din alam ng community na common lang naman mag-breakout. And definitely it is treatable with the right acne medications. And remember guys, acne is not forever. So again, thank you guys for watching and as promised, here are some of my personal recommendations for moisturizers and sunscreens that I've tested personally on my acne-prone skin. And as always guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!